He's a founder of a successful multi-seven-figure business. And he asked me a strange question the other day. He asked, how do I lose weight fast using keto and fasting? And it was a strange question for me because he looks relatively fit, right? He exercises, he seems to know what he's doing. And I was very surprised. And the reason being that he tried keto and fasting. Everyone knows that that's what I'm about. And he lost a whole bunch of weight. But what he struggles with when he's off keto, when he got busy, he stops, he gained 12 kilograms within a space of about 30, 40 days, right? Within a month, he's somehow magically, he just, gained all this weight. He doesn't know how to make fasting and keto work for him for the long term. And he's wondering how can he lose all this excess weight again and how you can make it sustainable. Now, my Executive Warrior Transformation focuses on energy and focus on vitality rather than weight loss, because weight loss is the side effect, right? Rather than focusing on weight loss, you will shed a whole load of weight and you'll look and feel great, right? Look and feel like a warrior, where you're lean, you're agile, you've got energy, and you just feel with motivation to get things done. And I've never thought about the executive body, right? That particular aspect. So what I did is I changed my transformation framework and to create what you're seeing in front of the screen, which is the Executive Warrior Body Blueprint. Now, this 5-phase blueprint is very closely aligned with the executive transformation, which focus on productivity goals. But in this particular blueprint, the focus is about weight loss and what you can expect through the various phases of my program. And what I'm doing is I'm sharing this with you. For those of you who really want to get rid of a whole bunch of weight, but you struggle to have a sustainable diet that lasts and keep the weight off, drop the word executive below. I'll send you this blueprint that I'm about to walk you through. It's got everything that I follow myself and I coach my clients to follow for many, many years, and it's delivered incredible result. And this blueprint just highlight the physical change element rather than just energy and focus. So who is this for? It's really for anyone who is ambitious. You probably already do some exercise or you try to eat well, but then you struggle to keep your weight loss off and you keep on having this yo-yo phenomenon where you'll go on a diet, you go off, or you gain your weight back, and you go through that whole thing again. And it addresses a fundamental issue with many programs out there. That's a one-size-fits-all generic program, which is that all they care about is the before and after shot. They want to take a photo when you start, and they want you to look shredded in 60 days, in 90 days, and they want that photo. They don't really care if you are able to sustain this for the long term and keep it off. They want their photo for their marketing so they can sell to more people. The 80% of the people that fail to achieve those outcomes because it's one size fits all, they wouldn't get a mention at all, right? So it's really, they only highlight the success story. So what I'm about to show you is a blueprint that's going to be incredibly successful in helping you not just to lose weight fast, but also to keep it for life, right? To look and feel your best for life, and you'll work for 80-90% of you out there. There are specific people who may have specific issues which may need additional help, but what you're seeing will help for the majority rather than the minority, which is the generic one-size-fits-all. So without further ado, let me go through the program to show you what the blueprint is all about. And again, drop the word executive below, and I'll send you to this guide if you want it. Okay, phase one is all about getting data. You want to stop guessing. You want to start fixing. And this is the problem with most programs. They put you on a one-size-fits-all diet, whether I've heard some weird diet out there, burrito diet. I've heard, soup diet, cabbage diet, Caribbean diet, CSIRO diet. I mean, some of these are better than others for sure, but there's a ton of stuff. And they do that without understanding who you are, your specific genetic polymorphisms, what we call SNPs. These things has a big impact to how you're responding to food, like carbohydrate, how you store fat, how you handle stress, how you build muscle or not build muscle. And without this data, you're flying blind, right? There's a lot of genetic variations that will cause a huge difference in how you're responding to all these things, how you respond to supplements, what you need more of or less of. So what work for other people may actually sabotage your progress. And what we do that using genetic testing. All right, this is what I'm recommending. Get some genetic testing. Look for SNPs for craving, muscle composition, carb tolerance, stress response, catecholamine response. Get some blood works done. Get a baseline. Do you have a high level insulin resistance, inflammation markers? How's your cortisol going throughout the day? Do you have low cortisol in the morning? You need data. You want a CGM, right? Continuous glucose monitoring to see how your body responds to your typical diet. And this will give you real time data for you specifically. And I'll use an example. Nick Norwitz, a really a YouTuber that's got a ton of knowledge on metabolic health. He did a personal test where it turns out that his body has a blood glucose sugar spike to kale, of all things, compared to chocolate. In fact, the chocolate has more carbohydrates, whereas kale has less. And go figure, right? And this is the thing, individual data matter. So your whatever program you want to take on, you want to make sure you have some specific data that will help guide your own transformation program. And this is the mechanism for which we can get some tangible data to help you. Everything including how your body responds to stress, do a bit of life audit, see if you've got any specific obstacles that we need to look out for. And this enables us to come up with a tailored program, right? Specifically tailored result. Now, there is some wait time to get the test data, and that's just the way it is. But this wait time is more than covered from the years that we waste doing yo-yo dieting, trying to figure out what's going to work for the long term, right? You're taking initial few weeks to get the data, so you don't have to spin your wheel over years trying one diet over another, and fail to build a body that matches your success. So that's an important phase. Then the next phase is really focus on getting some result. Results give you momentum. It gives you some encouragement that this is on the right track, and you need some proof to see this is going to work. You want a bit more, go a bit aggressively. And look, 80% of the clients I coach are able to reach ketosis within 7 days and feeling this mental clarity, energy that haven't had it for years. So I know this is going to work. If you do this, we will not stay there. Most programs just, they jump straight into fast results. And that's why there's a high percentage of failure, and it's not sustainable. We want to do, to get fast result, aggressive ketosis protocol, intermittent fasting, HIIT training, incorporate exercise, snacking, strategic cold exposure, stress management. These are critical elements. There will be challenges along the way. Some people might get keto flu, and that's why you need a strategy to manage that. Hunger during the fasting window when you're not eating. Now, we can actually manage this away. So you can achieve 90% of the benefit of fasting without feeling the hunger. So there are tricks that we can do that, but it's just something that you need to be aware of. If you're looking for fast result, going keto carnivore is probably going to give you the fastest result. Having said that, we're not going to stay there. Which I'll talk in the later phases, but in this phase, you want to focus on the having a more aggressive keto carnivore scheduled fasting, and this will result in rapid weight loss within the first 30 days. You will lose a bunch of water retention because you're burning glycogen, which ties up to water molecule. You're burning them up, and you will lose weight. You will lose some fat around your midsection. You can start to feel the result very, very quickly. And we're not going to stay there. Once you do that, in phase 3, it's about making that consistent. Right? So we got the fast result. Let's make that work even better. So phase 3 makes it, phase 2 is making it work, proving that it works. Phase 3 it makes it unstoppable, right? And this is where we want to do some deeper work, like to manage and optimize your circadian rhythm and recovery and the performance. So the result will start to compound, right? Rather than some good days, some bad days, you will get consistently good day. There will be sunlight exposure for circadian optimization. We'll focus on supplements. You get, if you wish to, you can reintroduce some leafy green fermented food for your microbiome. There are benefits. Some clients just can't tolerate. As soon as they do that, they start to get puffy. So in that case, we'll take that out. But this is the phase, right? We talk about making it sustainable. For some clients, they can tolerate and they love greens. So this is time to introduce. Once you've got some early result, increase your HIIT protocol, fasting. You want to do that you want to do your HIIT while fasted. There are challenges to overcome. You'll probably feel a little bit fatigued initially, but that's okay. It's just conditioning your body. Exercise snacking increases to 4 times a day, and we'll definitely be doing some kind of cold exposure. This is about depth of practice. And once you've completed phase 3, your mood energy is going to be better throughout the entire day. It's just sense of clear. People ask me what it feels like to be in phase 3. It feels like you're motivated, you've got energy, you think clearly, everything just easy and simpler, and you've got your full self to apply to any challenges that you're facing in life. That's what it feels. You can expect to feel in phase 3. Your blood markers will be significantly improved. We'll be able to see that. That's why we want to keep your labs and do more testing to keep track of the changes. You will see some muscle definition. You start to see your abs, right? You start to see the shapes forming, you start to see your abs again, and your deep sleep will improve, no more energy crashes, stable performance. And in phase 4, once we've got really deep outcome. Facebook is about integration, embedment, right? We want to make this sustainable for life. And this is where majority of program is missing this. Now, most transformation fail to sustain. By doing this, using specific strategies to help you integrate, this is going to make the transformation permanent. There will be some mindfulness practice. This is about stress management during the day. Integrate that into your work. Stress is the enemy of looking good, because when you're stressed, you're more likely to have chronic insulin resistance. And with insulin resistance, it means that it's really hard to lose weight. You're likely to be inflamed as well. We want to make sure that you have a good stress management practice throughout the day. Carbs, this is time to introduce. There will be 1 day per week where you can have a higher amount of carbs, but protein, keep the protein low, less than 25 grams. This day is a bit of reset, right? It'll help you clean up your body on a low protein day. What protein does is stimulates mTOR, which is good for muscle building, for physique, but you don't want that chronically elevated for the long term. So 1 day a week, cycle in a higher carb day. It's going to help you keep your metabolism high, right? That switch has a really interesting effect. Even though it's a higher carb day, it actually helps stop you from hitting this weight loss ceiling, which a lot of people hit when they do keto carnivore permanently on long term. They hit the ceiling and they stop losing weight. If that's your problem, cycle in 1 higher carb day. Now we'll reset that. We'll keep you on the weight loss path. And this is a trick that very few people know about, but you can try it. That's what I'm showing to you. Do some resistance band calisthenic exercise, learn them, because when you travel, you don't have access to the gym. Remember, sustainability. If we're busy, often we have a lot of trouble travel, or we in a situation where we can't go to the gym or go to where we do exercise. Having those exercises using calisthenic and resistance band, it means that you can do a whole lot of exercise even without going to the gym, even without changing your clothes. And that's critical if you want to maintain your transformation for long term. You still need to squeeze those exercises in, even if you're busy. Getting some compatible fast food options, right? Build a library for when you can't cook. We don't always have the luxury of controlling our time. If we're a busy entrepreneur, or many of the executives I work with are just really busy, and that's a reality. They need to have some go-to fast food options. So for me, burger patties is king. I just go to a place if I'm hungry, I can find burger patties pretty much anywhere. There's burger joints anywhere. Just do it without the bun. Give me 4 or 5 patties. I'm good. I'm good to go. That's an example. Now, if you don't like burger patties, you can do other options, but you want to have a library of fast food options as you learn to keep this lifestyle for life. And this is what my friend's missing. So he doesn't have this, and that's why I gave to him. And he ended up eating just whatever, right? He eat laksa, noodles, chicken chow mein. That's why he end up gaining all his weight back once he stopped being so strict with his diet. So having this is going to help you integrate into your life and keep your weight loss permanently. You want some setback management strategies, right? So I'm talking about situations, social situation, cultural situations where for whatever reason you can't resist or you can't say no to alcohol or processed food. You need to have some recovery protocol. Now, guess what? There are a ton of supplements that can help you. For example, if you're forced to eat too much carbohydrate that's highly processed, there are enzyme inhibitors that's going to inhibit the breakdown of carbohydrate and sugar, so it stops the spike. Things like that. Alcohol, again, you can take activated charcoal, you can take glutathione, liposomal glutathione. So there are strategies, and it's important that you have them, right, to make it sustainable. Having a craving compatible recipe library, and this is the thing, as humans, we enjoy food, we enjoy certain taste, sweet, salty, crunchy. We need to find equivalent that's still healthy, still compatible with our diet. If you don't have that, guess what? Your willpower will run out and you will pick out on something you shouldn't. It's important that you have a library of diet compatible recipes so you can satisfy those cravings. And the other thing is, if you have a family, what you want is something that you can all enjoy, right? Almost feeling a little bit guilty, but not, right? It's actually healthy. So you can have a sweet that's actually healthy and compatible with your diet, and your whole family can enjoy it. Therefore, you don't feel like the only person that's left out. You want something that's so good that even people who are not on your diet will also enjoy it. So I make a Basque burnt cheesecake that my whole family loved, and they're none the wiser. It's as far as they're concerned, an indulgent dessert, but it's full of healthy fat. There's no sugar, and they can eat as much as they want. Right, so that's what I mean. You need a craving compatible recipe library to help you integrate, and that's part of the family integration strategy. There are other things that you need. For example, having a social contract with your family is important. So that's really all about phase 4. Now, if you do all this, this is the complete picture, right? These 4 phases is the complete program that will help you lose a whole bunch of weight, feel better than ever, and be more productive in everything you do. And you can sustain that transformation for the long term. But some of my clients are not satisfied with just that. They want more. They go, I feel fantastic, but how can I feel better? And that's understandable. We're ambitious. We want to push for more. So there is other phases where you can do to look for the next level performance. So doing all 4 phases will give you, having you look really good, right? You lose a whole bunch of weight just naturally. No calorie counting, no effort. Very simple to implement and require very little time. Having said that, some people actually want to look like a superhero, right? They don't want to spend any more time. They do want to look like a superhero. They want that physique. They want that big bicep when they flex their arm, their shirt bulge, right? So they do want that. So nature has its limit, and you've got long hours. You've got a lot of demand. How do you go beyond just natural lean warrior look to something where you're potentially buffed without spending more time? And this is where technology comes in, right? So you can use things like blood flow restriction training. You can build muscle even if you've got very lightweight, you're traveling, you don't carry much, you've got some simple resistance band, you can still build a significant amount of muscle. You can use AI-assisted exercise or machines, vibration play. And this is where, for those of you who are keen, you can push to phase 5. Right, next level of performance. Some people use targeted peptides or SARMs, which is a special protein that will peptides are building blocks of protein, but there are some peptides that will help you with healing, recovery, whether you've got injuries or maybe you're getting a little bit old. And that might be something worth looking into. Other things like infrared sauna, cold dips, advanced recovery, and this is where you can start. You can invest a whole lot of money in this. How much you want to invest is up to you. It can be quite cheap, and this is the next phase. So this is my 5-phase transformation program that outlines all the key steps that's required for you to be able to build, a lean, strong, high-performance body that matches your success. Now, again, if you want this blueprint, drop the word executive below. I'll send it to you. No email needed. And if you want specific help with this, let's say you've got questions, right? Just reach out again below. What I'll do is I'll ask you a whole bunch of questions, just 4 or 5 questions. With your answer, I'll be able to give you a free coaching video with my recommendations on what I think you need to look out for when you implement this and what is your best next step to start doing right now to help you transform your body. I hope you find this video useful. Take care.